Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. I got Drew Stutts here, head men's basketball coach, Freed-Hardeman University, defending champion. And boy, you know what defending means now, don't you? Boy, everybody's come at you all season, and they keep coming hard, don't they?
Yeah, it's been a different year. Up until last year, or up until this year, we kind of always been that underdog team. Been in the Mid-South where you got a lot of really good teams,
Yeah.
Cumberland's, Georgetown, in the past, Thomas More and Life and all those teams. And so we've kind of had that backseat to some of those blue blood teams. But this year's been a whole lot different. Every time you walk into the gym at any point, whether you're a good team or not this year, it really doesn't matter. They just know you won the national championship last year and everybody's wanted a piece of us. And, at times that's been a tough battle, because you're showing up, getting everybody's best shot. But I think in the end, it's made us a better team and, we're better for it.
In the Mid-South Conference, you won the tournament, third one in a row. But because you only get, 12 games, right? You only get 12 games. There's really no room for error, is there? And you got some tough.
No, we had some things going on with some injuries and some guys in and out during the regular season. Georgetown and Cumberland's both super talented, really good teams. Mm-hmm. Both of them obviously made it here. And so we dropped a couple games we probably shouldn't have dropped, but found a way in the tournament, 3 games, 3 days, beating Georgetown, beating Cumberland's Kentucky. I think it's the first time ever in Mid-South Conference history that the tournament's been won 3 consecutive years by the same team. So that was something we kind of pegged early in the season as something that we wanted to do. And we did not create the easiest path for ourselves to get there,
right?
But still found a way to get it done.
I was just asking Peyton about, Jordan Stevens, to have him back. And now I think about the last 10 games or something, really has become a huge scoring piece for you. Talk about what that means for your team to get him back and be producing at the level he is.
Yeah, Jordan's playing really well. Played really well at home against Spring Arbor in I guess that'd be round of 32. Had a big game then, and has been really good for us. I'm happy for him. He was a guy that got injured earlier in his career. Wasn't really sure what that the rest of his career was going to look like, but has really stepped up and played well for us. And there's been multiple guys on our team this year that have done that. I think we've got 5 guys now that are 1,000-point scorers. And so a lot of times we finish the game, we got 5 guys all out there that have 1,000 points in their career. And,
wow.
You got Jordan, you got Riley, you got Geraldo, you got Peyton, you got Mackay, all 5 of those guys, 1,000-point scorers. And so, one of the things we preach and talk about all the time, and obviously you've seen us play, is just our togetherness. And, usually if you pull up our stats and you kind of look across the board, you've got 12, 13, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7 points per game type guys. And, you just got to be ready for your moment. I would say we got 6, 7 people that can score 20 points on any given night. And, fortunately for us, Jordan against Spring Arbor had a big game that game with 20 plus points. Peyton's obviously played well here, but, just kind of pick your poison and figure out whose night it's going to be.
Yeah. So watching your team as a fan, it appears that it's more of an emotional team than most teams, and you can almost feel the click in the room, and you can just almost feel that whole momentum rotate. Mm-hmm. Do you know what do you feel that same thing, that it's more of an emotional team than some of your other teams?
This team's, every team's different.
Yeah, but when they get rolling, you can almost feel it in the room.
I agree. Room. Yeah, I think we wear on you. I think we wear on you as the game goes on. Playing, we're consistently playing 10 guys every single day, every single game, 5 in, 5 out, a lot in the first half. And I think it wears on you. And over the course of time, we hope that, we can string some stops together and create some momentum. But we got great togetherness. Team that, like you said, when we get it rolling, it can really pile on in a hurry.
How do you survive as a coach, from the 64 down to now we're at the 4, you get, at least you get a couple days rest before you come from the round of 32 here. But once you get here, it's just boom, boom, boom. A 1 day off, boom, boom, right? Yeah. How do you even prep and scout? How do you survive?
You got to have great support. It's definitely not something that you can do alone. My assistant coach, Grant Burns, who's been with me the entire time that I've been at Freed, does an incredible job with scout. He handles a lot of the behind the scenes prep as far as what we're going to do defensively and how we're going to guard folks and things like that. And he does a great job on that side of the ball. But we also got just a lot of student assistants, people behind the scenes that help with all the extra stuff.
Right.
People forget about the laundry and the food and all the things that are going on, getting people to and from places. So, there's a lot of logistics to it. And, we don't have dobos who are handling all that stuff. So you got to handle just day-to-day life on top of the team, on top of, prepping for the next game. So you got to do a lot of work ahead of time, and so you got to be preparing like you're going to be playing 2 or 3 days in advance. And so you almost got to be done with the next game that you're going to play before it's ever even there. So fortunate, though. I'm fortunate to have great people around me who have really done a great job. That
seems like it'd be invaluable. You come out of the Mid-South, you touched on it a little bit. One of the toughest conferences in the country. How much did that prepare you to come here and have some success? Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I also think this past year in particular, we did a really good job of scheduling. This is maybe the third or fourth year in a row we finished top 10 in strength of schedule. This year was number 1 strength of schedule, finished number 1 in the RPI. And kind of the way things were playing out here, we were looking in that Sweet 16 round, and I'm sure I'll forget somebody, but, you had Life, you had Kaiser, you had Georgetown, you had Cumberland's, you had LSUA, almost CBC. All those teams were teams we had played during the regular season. So I think we'd played like 9 games, 10 games against Sweet 16 teams that were here. Wow. So, being part of the Mid-South, even though it's a little bit smaller than it used to be, we still wind up with the most teams here in the Sweet 16 again this year with 3 teams. And, it's deep. Even though we only had 3 teams, it's a 7-team league right now. Even those teams 4 through 7 are all solid teams. Good teams. 2 of our losses this year were to 2 of those teams. Yeah, so, exactly. It's a deep league, even though we only had 3 make the national tournament. But, we were fortunate, and, I'm a believer in playing the best teams, not trying to put up a 30-win season every year and playing a weak schedule. We traveled all over the place, went to the show, went to the Battle at the Beach, played Arizona Christian there. You need challenges. You need challenges to get the most out of your team. And, sometimes you may wind up with some losses that you don't like having on your record. But at the same time, this whole thing's about March. It's not about putting up a number, a record. It's about where you finish. And that's always been my mindset, is trying to help our team prepare in the best way that I can so that at the end of the season, we're prepared to make a run. And so we've seen a lot of styles, teams that shoot it fast, slow, big, physical, all kinds of different styles of play. And I think come national tournament, even like the game we've got tomorrow, there's a team we played earlier this year, and you reference them and say, hey, this is a lot like that team we played. And so I think it's good for our guys to play the best and see a lot of different styles from all over the country. So the next couple of days, you've been here before, you've done this. What are the 2 top things in your mind to say, to be ready for these last 2 days, we have to be doing this and this as a team? Well, the thing we probably focus on the most or talk about the most is our culture and who we are and just being us. I was sitting in here for Geraldo's talk that you had with him earlier, and it's really about us. You don't need to put your focus on other people, who you're going to play. You'll figure all that out. But being the team that plays the hardest and being the tougher team, a lot of times this time of year, that's who finds a way to win the game. Absolutely, you're going to miss shots, you're going to make shots, people are going to have runs. Can you stick together? Can you play the game the right way? And, can you have the right mentality and just be the tougher team? So those are probably 2 of the things that we kind of bank on. Yeah, I agree. Well, Drew, I know you got stuff to do this afternoon. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Taking a few minutes and sitting down with us. Good luck as this thing moves forward tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate you, Billy.